Fresno City Attorney's Office says that the city's code enforcement officers and several state agencies served a search warrant at the AOA private membership golf club located near Fresno Airport. Investigators report that a building on the property from the outside appeared to look like any other warehouse, but on the gate leading into the secret operation hung a bright red sign with bold letters reading, "Private, members only." Fresno City Attorney Andrew Jans alleges that the club was selling illegal and unregulated cannabis and cannabis products. Here's what he had to say in a statement made to local news channel KSEE. "These drugs are not regulated by any state agency, so we have a concern that they may be laced with fentanyl or other dangerous substances." Also, the point of going after these illegal grow operations, illegal sales, are really to help support the legal cannabis industry, which is regulated and safe. I don't know why he referenced illegal grow operations in this particular case, as it was not part of this story, but whatever. Fresno law enforcement has been pretty active so far in 2024 with high-profile busts. On January 10th, Jans' office announced the raid of Grow More Garden Supply, where local law enforcement and state agencies say they seized over 800 unlicensed plants and hundreds of pounds of illegal cannabis. Course operators in this story, on the other hand, don't seem to be fazed at all. Hours after the raid, yesterday evening, the local news crews say that they observed people still going in and out of the building, with one employee even telling the reporters that they were not closed. Snitching, as snitches often do, they also said that they saw one person arrive with a golf bag and various others had no golf attire or golf bags on them at the time. Although employees did not have a problem speaking with the news team, they ultimately declined to make any statements on air. You think? Jan says that they'll continue to go after illegal operations in the area to send a message that they are not welcome in his city. But curiously, he also admitted that at this point, no arrests have been made and the investigation is still ongoing. I'm not going to outright say anybody's been paid off or that law enforcement somehow involved here, but I do have to call out the weirdness of the city attorney making a big deal about this whole situation, interviewing on air with local news stations, even calling out the name and location of this operation and admitting to making no arrests or even mentioning fines levied on the business that they're operating on. This whole story seemed more like a thinly veiled sponsored content piece for Fresno local news station KSEE, KGPE, by AOA Private Membership Golf Club. What do I know? Noted Central Valley cannabis and golf expert Nick Bradley could not be reached for statement prior to writing this story, but I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say in the comments section. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street, and I'd like to hear what the rest of the team has to say about this one.
I mean, speaking of which, he's already chimed in. He says, guarantee that there are high-profile city employees, lawyers, and police that are equity members there, he says. I mean, make sure you guys check out highdinenews.com, see this story. There's a video on there. It's just bizarre. Like they're walking in there and you can see this big ass bright sign, private members only, but no arrests were made at all. No arrests were made. They didn't mention any fines or anything like that. And this guy said, you guys better watch out. Like a city attorney said, you guys better watch out. We are not open for business. But here's the business. Open for business. That's selling illegal weed. Man. I mean, was this? I mean, so this was a grow. Am I correct on that?
No,
this was a little baby trap shop. No worries. Yeah, I saw another article that said that it was a cultivation. So that's why I'm wondering. That's why I wanted clarity.
Yeah, the last one that they said that they the one that they busted on January 10th, that one was a grow, and they said that they had. That one was at Grow More Garden Supply.
Got it.
And that's where they said they seized over 800 unlicensed plants and hundreds of pounds of illegal cannabis. But also they said No arrests were made.
But this one, they just had tons of trap products, and we saw some of those products. A lot of those look like some of the products that you find in bodegas in New York.
The business. It
Yeah, maybe it's a distribution center. They're right next to the airport, so maybe they're headed out to New York. I don't know.
As a indoor golf club, complete with simulators and even a bar. However, the city attorney's
even a
office
bar
says
at the golf
once
club.
you got inside, there was a lot more. This red sign saying private members only is the only marking the AOA private membership golf club has.
That's a
that can
shady
be seen
entrance
from
right
the
there.
Parking lot on Helm Avenue.
That's
But
a shady
inside,
entrance.
rather than people just wanting to practice their golf swing, the Fresno city attorney Andrew Jan says the club was selling illegal and unregulated
Look at that.
cannabis
Deli
and cannabis
style.
products.
Deli style. Bring it back.
500
are not
milligrams per
regulated
piece.
by any state agency, and so we have a concern that they may be laced with fentanyl or other dangerous
Oh,
substances
God.
as well.
He's
These
gaslighting
pictures from
people.
the seizure show products that look like snacks and candy to dozens of jars filled with cannabis. And Jan says this isn't the only bust recently. On January 10th, Jan's office announced a raid of the Grow More Garden Supply, seizing over 800 unlicensed marijuana plants and hundreds of pounds of illegal cannabis.
Shout out to
There are
Fresno.
folks that go through this very lengthy process to set up legal businesses that sell cannabis, and so we really want to go out there and help them out. In turn, that also helps out the Fresno taxpayer and the tax base.
Today, people were still seen going in and out of the building, with one employee telling us they were not closed. And we did see one person arrive with a golf bag. Still, we tried speaking with people at the business,
Oh, this is
but
still
ultimately,
good.
they did not want to be in our story. We also spoke with one woman who works at a different warehouse nearby, but didn't want to appear on camera. She says she was shocked and didn't know about the operation, despite working in the area for years.
Interesting. They're still open.
That was paid content, dude.
Yeah.
That was definitely paid content by AOA. Shout out to AOA. Keep on doing what you do.
Man, you have any thoughts on this, Yarrow?
I mean, all the dad grade jokes, keep off the green, hash hole in one, it's. I guess my only thought is I'm really glad that they're worried about fentanyl because I have that same worry. I haven't really heard of fentanyl being in cannabis, so I just want to make sure
'cause
we're
it's
getting
not.
the same bullet points around what that risk looks like. I don't believe that enforcement or Prohibition 2.0 supports regulated cannabis. And so I think the talking points that they provided about enforcing against unregulated bodegas as a way to support the legal industry, as a way to benefit from the taxes, sounds good. I think it's simplified and flawed logic because I don't believe that enforcing against unregulated golf clubs / retailers is going to somehow support regulated retailers, which is going to help Fresno and their tax base. So I just think that there's a little bit of a miss there in that what really is going to help the regulated market is tax reform and providing some margin to operators. And so I think me and that person, or that police department, we have different approaches to the same goal.
I mean, he was gaslighting people, though. That district attorney, he was gaslighting all of his general public, his constituency.
It's a little odd that they don't have any arrests. It sounds very much like a smash and grab, play for the headlines.
How do they not arrest anybody at the golf club? Like there was no one standing behind the counter or anything?
I don't know. I think a lot of those caddies, because of all the time that they're carrying all those heavy bags on the greens, they're pretty fit, man. They probably just, scattered into the woods, I guess. But
I don't know. Maybe they offer the cops, like a free round of golf if they just let them ride. I don't know.
Well, first of all, I don't know. I mean, yes, I get it. It's Fresno and whatnot, but I would still be a little sketched out if I was going to a private golf club and the entrance looked like that.
Nick Bradley, noted golf and cannabis expert, says it's not a golf club. It's an indoor trap with a simulator.
It's an indoor trap with a simulator. Oh,
yeah.
man.
So like that, and I'm going to take a dig at Fresno, but that's only because I've only spent some time passing through you on the way to LA. But like that makes a lot of sense because I had this notion of like bougie outdoor golf club, little veranda porch where you could drink some Pinot Grigio and have your calamari fritti. And now we find out it's Fresnified and that it's just an indoor simulator. And that's just not fair to Fresno. But Fresno, it's not fair.